warning, there will be some spoilers for the audio discussed in this video. If you haven't already, please go and listen to it before you watch the rest of this review. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So I recently listened to the recent 5th Doctor audio, Hooklight, and here's my review of it. So what did I think of it? Well, it was alright. I have to be honest, I kind of found myself zoning out during parts of it. There seemed to be a lot of lore mentions, characters getting introduced, just a lot of setup really. That doesn't mean it wasn't any good. On the contrary, I find the general idea behind the Realm of Mourning to be pretty fascinating, especially with how much slower time passes there. You could tell how much thought writer Tim Foley had given to it all, and how much work went into bringing it all to life. And the story certainly had pretty big stakes. I mean, an entire planet got wiped out. And you could tell how much having her entire world destroyed affected guest character Dr. Kessica Miles. There is a slight series finale-esque type of feel to this story, but since it's just the first half of the Hooklight story, it does fall into the trap that some finale first parts can fall into, where it feels a lot like, we'll just set up. So it is kinda hard to judge it by itself without knowing how the full story ends. It is a pretty strong start to the Hooklight storyline, even if I struggled to pay attention to some parts. The final few minutes leading into the cliffhanger were probably the standouts of the audio for me. From having Nyssa turn kinda evil thanks to the Hooklight's influence, which Sarah Sutton played very well by the way, to a surprise appearance from the 8th Doctor himself, Paul McGann. I really wasn't expecting the latter, even though I had checked the TARDIS wiki page for the audio beforehand, which listed Paul McGann among the cast. I completely missed that somehow, although I'm kinda glad I did, as it would have been a big spoiler otherwise. And I can't wait to see how 8 ties into the story as the Oracle. The story seems to be leaning into a more fantasy direction, which it does a good job with, and obviously it kind of ties into the direction the show's current TV era has been taking. But it does seem like it's the very lore-heavy type of fantasy, which you need to pay full attention to, so that you don't lose track of what exactly is going on. Even though I haven't yet read them myself, it's the kind of thing I would expect from the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit books. If you have read those books, and indeed watched the film versions, then you'll have to let me know if that's accurate or not. The cast all gave great performances throughout this audio. As I've already said, Sarah Sutton played the possessed twisted version of Nyssa really well at the end, and Sela Imrie played Dr. Miles very well too. I did find Adric to be quite annoyingly smug and snappy during some scenes, but then he could sometimes be a bit like that during his TV run anyway. No offence meant to Matthew Waterhouse of course, he did the best he could do with the material he got. Although the bit where Van der Sea told Adric how much the Doctor was fond of him was kinda sweet, as was Adric wanting to follow the Doctor's example and enjoy pretending to be him for a while, even if he, in typical fashion, thought he could do a better job. But anyway, I'd have to give Hooklight 1 a rating of 7 out of 10. So it was pretty good, despite all the heavy lore dumping in parts, but it really does feel like a part 1 to a series finale. So I don't feel like I'll be able to judge whether the whole storyline works until I've listened to the second Hooklight release. And who knows, I might click more with this audio's lore once the second half comes out. Anyway, so there's my review of Hooklight 1. What do you think? Did you like this audio or not? And did you agree with my thoughts on it? Please let me know in the comments section below. Anyway, thanks for watching, I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to press that subscribe button below, as well as press the bell icon at the side of it, so that you'll stay notified of when all my new videos come out. And I shall see you all in another video. So, until next time, bye bye!